was it a slow, gradual change from the early, like, we're making videos where there was a real focus on the recipes in the first couple of seasons, the first couple of years of your channel, where you really were putting the recipes and the ingredients up. And lately it feels like the cooking has almost been sidelined. It's really not, it doesn't seem like it's as big of the point of your videos anymore. Is that how you feel about it? And like, how did that happen?
We learned that being the face on camera is more important than the food being the face on camera for longevity. Otherwise, people might just cherry pick you, just watch you because they just need that recipe. Maybe never come back again. Maybe not get invested in the long term with you. So we just wanted to adapt more personality. And it also depends on the recipe, because some recipes we will want to show more detail. But when we're making something giant and stupid, like, people don't need the recipe, you know, like, just watch.
They just want the wow.
Yeah.
You know, people's reactions.
But we did a Chipotle one recently, and that made sense to give people recipes, because they can make it at home. They're going to enjoy it. I'm not going to give you a recipe on how I do this disgusting stuff I've done. I've had like a dog bone where I put like meat on it, and I made like a drumstick, you know, like a yabba dabba do. No one should ever do that.
It's terrible.
No one
it's
should
gross.
ever do
Actually, I don't think that you should have even eaten that.
I know. I took a couple bites.
It's really gross.
I probably shouldn't have done that.
Yeah. And that's
Seems
why
like a terrible.
people subscribe.
That's why. And that's how you go viral.
Well, hey, did I see this wrong? Did Jeff Goldblum retweet one of your things recently?
That is goals.
Yeah, I guess he found this picture of me with the giant grilled cheese in my hand, and this is a very old photograph. And probably, 2015, 16?
16, yeah.
And, I mean, there's no credit to me on there. It doesn't say healthy junk food all over it, but it's cool to be like, oh, he liked my grilled cheese. He's not looking at me. He doesn't know who I am.
I'm really curious. I want to dig in a little bit about the process of developing a brand, because we hear more and more about, for anybody in any field, whether you have an employer or whether you're self-employed, about the personal brand being like your greatest asset. I think even more so now for people who are traditionally employed, because those jobs aren't safe anymore. And the best way to have job security is to have developed such a community of people who trust you that if that job goes away, there will be a different job ready for you. Someone will be glad to bring you over. So I'm curious about that process of developing a brand. It's so clear as you just scroll through the timeline from your oldest videos to your newest ones, that it's such a gradual, you can see, if you just do that quick scroll, you can see you testing things and trying things, different graphics, different, should we be in the thumbnail? Should it be the food in the thumbnail? Can you take me through that process of developing a brand?
I think the main thing is you have to start. So if somebody says, oh, I want to do something, okay, do it. You know, I want to make a video, start. You know, and one thing I would look at healthy junk food specifically and say, you know, this is a name. This is not even a real word. You know, I think us starting like that probably wasn't the smartest thing. Fortunately, it has become something, you know, where you can look up on like healthy and spell healthy, HEALTHY junk food on Google. You may find healthy junk food spelled HELL, because Google's starting to see relevance in that. But if I was to start over, and we actually kind of have with the second channel, just be our names. JP and Julia, you are your own brand. And I think that's what would be kind of the best way to look at anything that you do. You know, you are always representing yourself. You are your own brand.
Yeah, because no one can steal you, but they could steal healthy junk food. And what we also learned was a lot of people that brand themselves have sub-brands below them. So it's just like everything is Johnson & Johnson, but Johnson & Johnson owns Clorox. You know, they own, and that's kind of where you become a real secure empire, because you start with a very solid foundation, which is yourself. Even JP and Julia isn't really branding us as individuals. It's branding us as a unit, which I think it made sense for us because we built this together. We are a unit. We are the yin and the yang.
So the thing is, with healthy junk food, if we are to run into somebody that watches the channel, they're like, oh my God, healthy junk food. And JP does this thing where he says,
I'm JP. Like, I don't come up to you and say, hey, are you Target?
Exactly. But we have evolved.
I've never said that to anybody. It's
it's a bad joke.
Are there, kind of drilling into this though, are there misconceptions, or what are the big misconceptions that people have about being a YouTuber that you just wish you didn't have to answer and respond to over and over and over again?
That's a good one.
There's
That's
several actually. One is the kind of idea that we don't
do anything.
Work.
That one hurts. That one stings the most, probably.
Oh, what, you just cook and post videos?
What do you guys do? You just eat?
Sometimes people imply that. I'm like, well, no, I don't want to be like, we run a business. We post, we act, we film, and the list goes on. We talk to businesses and brands and create advertising campaigns. We build a website. We run social media. It doesn't end like on the list.
So my perspective is people watch the video back. They just see what you're doing, but they don't see how it was made, right? Like the whole video. They just see you like almost like if you're just a talent on a food travel show.
Which does happen in a lot of cases for actors, which kind of we resemble in their eye possibly.
Yeah, that'd be really cool if like I didn't have to worry about all the other hats. So the people watch this and they're like, oh, you just eat food and they pay you. Like how do you make, and the other big question is, so how do they pay you? Like, how do you make money? Like, I'm just watching this. I don't get that.
All the time.
That's one we get at. That's probably the number one question we get asked. How did you get paid? Like, is it through sponsorship? Like, do you have to hold like Rice Krispie treats? And I'm like, oh my God. Like,
yes.
I mean, maybe.
Yeah,
so the answer's so gray there. We're like, I mean, that is a form of revenue. Like, but no, it's like TV. We always say, how did you watch TV for free? Because you had to sit through 3 minutes of gosh darn commercials. That's why.
More commercials on TV, it seems like.
Way more commercials.
Right.
I watched TV the other day. I'm like, how did I get through this?